And now, guys, to one of the saddest and most shocking stories we've had to cover during this coronavirus outbreak. Dr. Lorna Breen oversaw the ER at NewYork-Presbyterian Allen Hospital, working at the center of the COVID-19 crisis. She even contracted the virus herself. Well, earlier this week, Dr. Breen died by suicide. It's a loss that has left her family reeling and reminds all of us of the mental health challenges facing so many frontline workers. We spoke with Lorna's sister and brother-in-law, Jennifer and Corey Feist, yesterday, their first interview, and I asked them to tell us about the Lorna they loved and adored.
My sister was beautiful. She had such a beautiful soul. She was brilliant. She cared so much about her friends, her colleagues, her patients, her family. She loved the world. She loved to travel. And I just would want people to know how much she gave to the world in her time here.
Dr. Lorna Breen's family says she was the friend you wished for and the doctor everyone deserves. A dynamo, equal parts fierce and fun. She had just returned from this snowboarding trip to Montana with her sister and her family in early March when duty called. She went to work in the emergency room she headed at NewYork-Presbyterian's Allen Hospital, just as the pandemic was tightening its grip on New York. What did she say about what it was like in her hospital?
She said it was like Armageddon. She said, there are so many sick people everywhere. She said people are just dying in the waiting room before they even get in. There aren't enough hookups for the oxygen to help them. They're not getting admitted fast enough. You know, we can't keep up.
Within days, Lorna contracted COVID herself, recovering at home for just a matter of days, and then heading right back in. How much was she working?
She had 12-hour shifts. And when she finished, she said, I can't leave. Nobody's leaving. I have to stay and help. And I kept telling my sister, you know, if you can't function, you can't help anybody. You have to sleep. You have to rest. She didn't want to give up. She would not give up. She would not let it break her, which of course it did.
There came a time when she called and asked for help. Can you tell me about that conversation?
She said she couldn't get out of her chair. And I told her that I would buy her a plane ticket and that she should go to the airport. And she said, I can't. And I said, can you go to the train? And she said, no. She said, I can't get out of the chair. And so she had a dear friend who happens to be a psychiatrist in Connecticut from med school. And I called her and said, can you help? And to her credit, she literally stopped everything she was doing and drove to New York. And she called me and said she can come to Virginia, but she's going to need a lot of help. So her friend drove her on the spot from New York to Philadelphia, where my sister's best friend from high school picked her up and drove her to Baltimore. And I picked her up at 9:30 at night on the side of 695 outside of Baltimore. And I drove straight to UVA emergency room here in Charlottesville.
Lorna stayed at UVA Health for 11 days.
I talked to her, of course, every day in the hospital, and she seemed like she was kind of coming back. And she wanted to get out. She wanted to go back to work.
Last weekend, she moved in with her sister Jennifer and her husband Corey. On Sunday, she died by suicide. When you think about what happened to Lorna, do you believe it was a result of her being sick with COVID? Or do you believe it was a result of her having to work so hard under these incredibly strenuous conditions because of COVID?
Savannah, I know for myself, I know in my heart that it was both. She had COVID, and I believe that it altered her brain. And then she went back to the most horrific, unimaginable conditions. And for somebody whose life's calling is helping people, and she just couldn't help enough people. And the combination was just untenable.
Do you feel like it's possible that this was an effect of the virus itself, a physical effect on her mind and her brain?
I am 100% sure, of course, with no scientific backing, that COVID affected her brain. We've asked the doctors at UVA to do some research on my sister's brain to tell us if this was the case. But I am certain that this affected her brain. There's no question.
I know that's one of the reasons why you're talking to me today. It was because you want to help and you want to put this country on notice that their healthcare workers need care too.
Yeah, very much so. And I'm hearing so much from people who work in healthcare saying, we always have to be brave. We always have to be strong. It's not okay to say that you're suffering. There's a stigma. And I know my sister felt like she couldn't sit down. She couldn't stop working. And she certainly couldn't tell anybody she was struggling. And that needs to be a conversation that changes.
I know you set up a website, drlornabreen.com,
Yes.
because you're hoping to raise awareness and raise resources for these very mental health programs that doctors and nurses and frontline workers so badly need.
The name of the fund is the Dr. Lorna Breen Heroes Fund, because we know there are so many more heroes other than Lorna out there. And we want to do what we can to honor those heroes and raise awareness for those heroes, because they can't always do it for themselves.
Savannah, I want to add something else too for those who are working together. If you have a colleague or a friend and you are wondering if they're suffering, they probably are. And you should reach out to that person.
How are you going to remember Lorna? How do you want to remember her?
My sister was on fire. She could not be stopped. She was full of joy. She was full of life. The Lorna of the first 49 years was just so happy, and she had a deep faith, good friends. She loved her family, and that's how I'll remember her.
Wow. Hoda, I think all of us need to remember her and remember all the doctors like her that are working so hard on the front lines. I was so struck because she really was a dynamo. She had, according to her family, no history of mental health issues at all, was a strong and vibrant person, dedicated to her job, dedicated to her family, and yet somehow this took her. And they really want to raise awareness about that.
Boy, I think they did that, Savannah. I've read about her in newspaper articles, and until this moment, I didn't really get it until right now. And I think the whole thing, what they said there, like if a healthcare worker, whether or not they say they need help, ask them if they need help, was so poignant. And I think how you described her as the friend everyone wished for and the doctor everyone deserved was so on point.